Turn this on. Fucking put this here. Got a mod. I'm fucking sick. Bitches, what's good, YouTube? It is your boy Thesis, aka Thesis himself, from VapingWithThesis. That's right, God bless it. Now, wait. Now, look, I know before y'all get pissy, this video is going to be coming out. This one will be out Sunday. This shit, yeah, buddy. Oh, shit. I gotta calm down. Now, I gotta apologize. I'm not going to go very fast today. I'm going to be super slow and sluggish. I can't hear shit, can't taste shit. This could be, I don't know, dirty foreskin flavor, and I wouldn't tell the difference. I can't taste shit. It's terrible. Bitch, it's okay, smell the truckers. Now, today we've got the Aspire Nautilus AIO. This, in my humble opinion, is innovation at its finest because it takes something that, in my opinion, is the greatest MTL tank in vaping history. It takes it to another level by creating a pod system around something that already works. I can't hear anything. Motherfucker. So, make a long story short, when I saw the Aspire Breeze 2, I was okay, a little bit excited because somebody told me that it could take the Nautilus coils, but I couldn't figure it out. And I think it was actually the Aspire 1 Breeze 1 rather, that could take the Nautilus coils. This thing is just, let's get up close and personal, okay? Bitch, it's okay, smother truckers. Now, real quick, today we have got something especial, something that is close to my heart, and something that I really don't give a fuck if people want to watch or not. Because I'll tell you the truth, this is by far and away the most innovative thing I've seen in vaping in some time when it comes to pod systems. What I mean by that is this. I'm not saying it's something that's completely brand new. I'm saying they took something that worked. For the first time, a vape company has taken something and noticed that it's a classic, that people have not stopped using the Nautilus coils and the Nautilus tank since its advent years ago. And that includes me. This is by far and away the most important, for me personally, the most important pod system to come out, because this is the specific coil that got me to quit smoking cigarettes. Without the Aspire Nautilus tank, I would still be smoking 2 packs of Cool Hundreds and I would not have this channel. I already had a positive connotation towards this setup. So take this with a grain of salt, but at the same time, just know that I'm not being paid for my opinion. The reason I've got the Aspire Breeze 2, we'll get into that in a bit. Huge shout out to Black Unicorn for helping us support the channel by sending out a shit ton of their tobacco line. Much appreciation, my Ninja Kitties. I will be doing some quote unquote product perks on the Patreon page. If you would like to, go ahead and join patreon.com/ThesisHimself. Become a producer of the channel. With that being said, my Ninja Kitties, I am using Cuban Cigar in the Nautilus AIO, and I am using Pistachio in the Aspire Breeze. Pistachio, by the way, goes super hard. Cuban Cigar is good too, but it's not for everybody. All right, let's go and do the unboxing quick. Bam, this is exactly how you receive it. Here is some of the specs. Nautilus AIO device, extra O-rings, of course. You got the 1.8 ohm coils. You got 2 of them. One regular BVC, one for Nic Salt. Now, I can't necessarily figure out what the fuck the difference is, aside from, I think, the green one, the one that's the O-rings that are this color, are either nichrome or I wonder if the cotton pack is a little bit tighter on that one, because a lot of times Nic Salts tend to be a little bit more viscous than your regular 70-30. That's just me speculating. I haven't taken it apart because I don't have any of those coils. I just have the one that I'm using. And I've got tons of the BVCs. Okay, pop this bad bitch open. Here's a cool trend that I fucking think is pretty dope. I like when I can get a box from a vape company and reuse the shit. This is a perfect example of how I've been reusing them. I've been taking these cool, like, pressed wood cardboard kind of boxes and using them for coils, drip tips, and so on and so forth. That's kind of what I've been doing with a bunch of the other ones from iJoy, and that's what I'm doing with this. Okay, so you got the Nautilus AIO user manual, but I'll tell you the truth, this thing is so fucking forward in terms of how to use it that you really don't need it. Throws to the side, bam, warranty card, of course. Curious if you guys, anyone watching this in the comment section, go ahead and tell me your experience with warranties with vape companies. If you've ever had to send a product back, or if you've ever had to get a product replaced, which companies do you think are the best at staying to their warranty or sticking to what they say that their warranty is? Bam, right below. Okay, you do get an extra little plug for it's a juice plug which you will need because eventually, I mean, I almost lost the original orange one that it came with like in the first 10 minutes. When I popped it out, it just kind of fell to the side. So I'm glad that they send that out. Also, extra O-rings, always appreciated. Here's the one thing that pisses me off. People are always like, hey, yo, Thesis, why the fuck you get mad about USB chargers, bitch? The reason being is because of this. I can't stand when I get a mod that is a pass-through, meaning you can use it whilst charging, and they give you this fucking little, what am I supposed to do with this? I hooked this up to the charger in my fucking car, in my girl's Jeep, plugged it in, and I had to it looked like I was giving my fiance a blowjob because I had to stick all the way down by the fucking cigarette lighter adapter to take a vape while it was charging. So that shit's annoying. I would much prefer a bigger cable. I know that it adds to cost. Eat the extra 10 cents, Aspire. Come the fuck on. We got the original Nautilus BVC coil right here, which is amazing to see. It feels like I'm back in 2013, 2014 all over again. I love that shit. BVC coils, in my opinion, one of the greatest set of coils, or one of the greatest coils ever to be produced in vaping to quit smoking. That's just my opinion. Bam, of course we do have a cap. A little bit disappointed by the cap because there's nowhere for you to place it, so you are going to lose it. I mean, it's just that simple. So that's why I just kept it in the box until after the review. I do like the fact that they do include a cap because I know a lot of you guys that watch this, including myself, do manual labor, construction, install windows, decks, that kind of stuff. I'm around sawdust on a constant basis, so I love to see caps like this included. Now, let's get to the experience with this bad boy. Now, I do want to be super clear that I do not think that the Aspire Nautilus tank is a quote-unquote perfect tank. Every tank has its upsides, every tank has its downsides, and the Nautilus is not an exception to that. The Nautilus, the reason why I love it so much is because it produced an MTL unlike any other tank I had before it. Of course, you had Cardo tanks in 2010, 2011, 2012, and for me, the Cardo tanks were terrible. They leaked on a constant basis. The ratio in which you would get a lemon was, I guarantee you, 25 to 35% of the coils you would receive would be a lemon, meaning it would be burnt automatically, immediately. There's nothing you could do about it. You had to throw it away. This was the first time I had a tank that didn't do that. The Nautilus tank is the reason I quit smoking. It's the only way I could quit smoking. I use Simply Vapor Menthol 24 Nic in my Nautilus coils, and that got me off of 2 packs of cools a day and a sentence. So again, I'm not saying it's a perfect tank, but I am saying when they came out with the BVC coils, it was a game changer. Initially, they had a cross section like this. They had the coil wrapped around. This would be the cotton, and the coil would be just like that. Those leaked like a fucking sieve. Once the BVC coils came around, then you started getting stuff like the Aspire, what the fuck was it called? God, the Atlantis, all that kind of good shit. But the BVC coils are really the ones that paved the way. This is by far and away the easiest pod system that you could possibly use. You take these 2 little pinchy pinch, bam, pop it out. It comes out. You unscrew this bad boy right there. Love it. Fucking love it. You set that down. You pop this bad bitch in there, your coil meaning, and then you just screw it back in. It's so fucking simple. And then the way you fill it is you pop this little plug out, and this is removable completely, by the way. You fill that bad boy out, and this will accommodate an eyedrop. So any of you guys out there who are still using eyedroppers, or the companies that are still using eyedroppers to send out their liquid, the fact that they use the hole that was that size, I fucking love that shit. Thank you guys so much for fucking thinking about that. Hint, hint, glass original line. I fucking hate eyedroppers, but you know what? I like the fact that these are fancy, and I hate when I can't fit my eyedropper in the holes. It's terrible. So, of course, you got the bottom 3 contacts right there, and this is a plastic body. Now, again, last week in the Hava Firefly kit, I was pissed off that it was all plastic. It was so cheap. It was $90. After shipping, you're looking at $100, $115. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. But there's a way to do it, and this would be the way to do it. When you're talking about an AIO device, an all-in-one device, or a pod system, I would love the fact that it's all plastic. I want to basically not even know that the shit is in my pocket. Period, plain and simple. The dimensions of this bad boy is as follows: 35 millimeters. Let's see at its widest point though, where these little pinchies are. 37 millimeters with the little drip tip on top. We're looking at 87 millimeters, and then we're looking at a thickness of 19 millimeters. Needless to say, this bad bitch is tiny. Let's compare it to the Breeze 2. I know a lot of you guys out there love the Breeze 2. I was not a huge fan of the Breeze 2. However, I will say I liked it. It was decent. It was okay. Same similar setup. 2 little pinchies. Pop it open. I do like the way that this the tank setup is. I do wish that the airflow was adjustable, and that's probably one of my favorite parts on this AIO. Right there. Adjustable airflow for me is a must. Specifically when you're, pertains to a nicotine salt, or when you're using a high nic liquid, I like to have a super hardcore tight draw. It just tends to get a harder throw hit, but it's not so harsh that it's unvapable. Plain and simple. So the way that this bad boy is set up is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on. and it's perfection. 1000 milliamp hour battery, lasts me roughly 6 to 8 hours depending on if I'm chain vaping or not. I love it. Beautiful. Absolutely phenomenal flavor. Now, we do want to run over the goal of a pod system. The goal of a pod system is not giant clouds. It's not insane amounts of flavor. Though the flavor is important, though the vapor production is important, the most important thing for me is always going to be the throat hit, how well it draws in terms of if it's tight, if it's loose, if it fits your personal vaping style. And this thing fits, to me, I can't imagine this fitting or not fitting someone's vapor style. Wide open, it's a loose MTL. When it's closed to the point where it's just a tiny little amount of airflow, it feels like an actual cigarette. And to me, that's the most important part of a pod system. How long do the coils last? The flavor, all that stuff. This takes all of those components and it puts it into one piece. That is something I'm in love with. Little bit of spit back once in a great while, though it's not a big deal. Granted, that is something you're going to see in a Nautilus coil anyway. The BBC coils did tend to do that on a regular basis. When I mean a regular basis, I mean once, maybe twice a day. Something that you can clear out just by taking one big puff. Fucking gorgeous. Bitch, it's okay, smother truckers. Now, the button is clicky, of course. These springs right here, they are a moving part, but I'm not worried about it. They are plastic. I would like to see metal in there with that portion of it, but to tell you the truth, fuck, for the price of it, you can't go wrong. If you're gonna fucking pay 30 bucks for something like this and have this amount of performance come out of $30, this is a hit and win. This is a full-blown win. There is nothing about this pod that I would change. Of course, you could make an all-metal body, make it a little more durable, but at the end of the day, it's still a 1000 milliamp hour battery, and it is going to be, it's not necessarily disposable in that you would use it for a short amount of time and throw it away, but this is not something that's going to last a whole, year or 2 years after the amount of cycles that you put through the battery. But this is something where, God, 30 bucks nowadays gets you such a solid setup. Think about it this way. The Nautilus tank by itself, just the tank, is 30 bucks. If not a little bit more at your local vape shop. The fact that this thing costs, $30, $40, God bless America. You're getting an entire kit for the same price as a tank, yet you're getting the same tank experience. Fucking bravo. Bitch, it's okay, smother truckers. Now, with that being said, let's go and get back to regular view, son. Welcome back to Regular View, son. My final summation is this. Now, remember last week when I said plastic is not always a bad thing?
And I want to be careful to note that plastic isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially not when it's done right.
This is what I was talking about. This specifically, and I didn't even know that's what I was talking about at the time. This specifically is what I was talking about. This is a plastic piece. This is a plastic mod that was done correctly. It's okay that it's plastic. This one's metal. It's aluminum, the Aspire Breeze. That's fine, and I prefer metal. Most people do. However, when it comes to lightness and simplicity, this is where it's at. This is by far and away my favorite pod system. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not going to stop fucking saying that shit because every time I say it's the best, it's a different best. This is by far and away my favorite, my personal favorite pod system that I've used. Since the advent of the MyPod, and the only reason why I even say the MyPod or the MePod is because I was super surprised when the MePod came out because of how fucking phenomenal it was, because there was nothing like it beforehand. Now, just because it was the first doesn't necessarily make it the best, although the title of my video on the MePod review kind of contradicts that, but that's because at the time it was the best. This is better in my humble opinion because this doesn't close off an entire section of vapors. This to me is something where I could give to an advanced vapor. I could give this to someone who's never vaped and who wants to quit smoking, and they would fucking love it. The adjustability and the airflow is phenomenal. The fact that they got TPD versions as well as a 4.5 milliliter version is excellent. The fact that it's got two separate coils, regular BBC and the salt neck coils, which I'm still a little confused on what the difference is. I can't tell if it's if the cotton's packed different. I think it's nichrome with the blue O-ring one, but either fucking way, it's phenomenal. That is it. That's all there is to say about it. Aspire, I want to personally congratulate y'all Ninja Kitties for doing what I would consider to be the most innovative thing, and that's not just coming out with something that's late and great because it's new. Just because it's new doesn't make it the best. The fact that you brought the BVC coil to the forefront of a brand new product or a brand new suit, it's like putting it's like taking, I don't know, Muhammad Ali and sticking him in the Iron Man suit. Someone who's a fucking classic fighter. Better yet, Anderson Silva. You take Anderson Silva and you fucking put him in, bam, Iron Man suit. You got yourself a fucking combination that cannot be beat. Okay, pod system meets BVC coils from the Nautilus, original Nautilus tank. Whew, Can't do it. Can't beat it. Okay, some other truckers. Now, with that being said, I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons on the Patreon page. Thank each and every one of y'all Ninja Kitties. With that being said, if you want to be a producer of the channel, hit me up on patreon.com/ThesisHimself, as well as Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at ThesisHimself. All that good stuff. Don't waste time. Make haste. Comment below. I want to know your guys' thoughts on what you think about Nautilus coils, old school Nautilus coils, and something that is brand fucking new. For me, I love it. Bitch, it's okay, some other truckers. Now, with that being said, I want to tell y'all that I appreciate y'all for vaping with Thesis. It is your boy Thesis. I'm out. Where's the button? Where's the fucking found it? Okay. Dirty foreskin flavor, and I wouldn't tell the difference.